Yeah, welcome to the Weed Show. I want to show you something here. As always, our previews are brought to you by the Honda CRF 250R and 450R, but I finally got the CRF E2 running. This is our electric play bike, pit bike, kind of an old XR50 style. It's electric, it's dead silent, so guess what? The kids can be playing in the yard next door. They're not going to complain about a motorcycle taking, making too much noise. It's pretty amazing. I mean, just ride in the backyard. How fun is that? Hit the downhill, boss. Yeah, all right, do some laps. So this is all brought to you by Honda. That is actually made by Grainger Power Sports. Check it out. And we're actually gonna give this bike away. That's right, I'm gonna try to keep it as clean as I can. I'll do a separate full-on video test. My son actually has the race style KTM Electric 50. There you go. And we'll do a little compare and contrast. This is not designed to be a race bike. I think it costs under $3,000 and the KTM is nearly $6,000. And this is not a Loretta Lynn's race bike. This is just something to do fun things like this. And can you imagine having a couple of these in the backyard and having an adult pit bike war that doesn't bother the neighbors? Gonna hit the hill? See if you got it. So let's preview the Seattle race. We're gonna send it out to Kellen Brower for the Keed show. He's out there. There won't be any riding today because of the weather. They're trying to preserve the racetrack. But they did talk to a couple riders. We will have a separate press day video out on the RacerX YouTube channel that you're watching right now. So check that out. Yeah, mulch roost. Wow, what a series that we have right now. I mean, it's been talked about ad nauseum. I probably don't even need to go that crazy to tell you what's going on. Cooper Webb, a 3-point lead over Eli Tomac. It's been very tight between them the last few weeks, swapping race wins, and Webb just getting into the points lead. But to be honest, that hasn't even been the headlining story. There have been other stories that are actually bigger than that. Why don't you hit the comment space, boss? There you go. There have been other stories that are bigger than that. Certainly the win by Ken Roczen at Indianapolis, the near win by Aaron Plessinger, and the heartbreak last week at Detroit. Chase Sexton throwing away multiple race wins and then getting one because Plessinger threw one away last week. These are huge headlining stories, and I'm not even going to get into Hayden Deegan and Jordan Smith in the heat race anymore. It's been talked about ad nauseum. And then the Lawrence brothers, of course, the kind of domination that they're showing on their CRF 250Rs, which are lighter, faster, stronger, point and shoot handling, track tuned suspension, and enough low end power to get you out of corners quickly and chase checkered flags even faster than that. There are so many stories. I've been kind of repeating this theme over and over. Are we, can I use this term? Are we in a golden era for racing right now? I mean, to have the points this close, to have an all-time legend titan like Eli Tomac in the mix, setting some new records with each win that he gets. Webb is at a peak. We haven't seen the Webb-Tomac duels at a peak really ever before. They've kind of each had a good year and a bad year at the same time. So these are the riders who've won the last 4 titles, finally going head-to-head, and this is how good it is. They're practically tied just past the halfway point of the season. You got Sexton on the ascendancy, and you've got several other riders that have to feel that they can win races, like Plessinger, like Roczen, and Jason Anderson. I would not count out on that. Did you finally go down? Yeah. You okay? It's the good thing about the electric bike. There's no heat. There's no parts that are going to hurt your little guy. He's got a lot of experience. He rides a Gas 52. Oh, nice mulch roost, dude. If you want that bike, just subscribe to the magazine now. We'll give you 2 things. An opportunity to win that bike in a sweepstakes. Subscribe to the magazine. Go to racerxonline.com/weege or racerxonline.com/subscribe. Yeah, look at that. We'll also give you a power bank, which is a charger you can put in your pocket to get a little extra juice when your cell phone is running low on the road and you don't have a place to plug it into the wall. All courtesy of your friends right here at RacerX. So what a dynamic, amazing season we have, and I think we have to just start accepting that we're probably not going to get any boring weekends. Every race has been wild this year, and the way Seattle's track normally works, rain or shine, it still ends up being gnarly and breaks down and rutted and all that, and we have seen that lead to great racing this year. No one is able to have that perfect virtuoso night where they just whole shot and check out. Because the tracks are so gnarly these days, it's kind of a weird thing where it's actually worked longer mains that we have now and gnarlier tracks that result in that with the 20-minute main format and how much 450s and modern day tires destroy racetracks. It's actually led to better racing because no one can just Jeremy McGrath it. You want to go play next door now? Good job. No one can just Jeremy McGrath it, whole shot, check out in 8 laps, and then cruise from there. The races are now won in the final 5 minutes instead of the first 5, which is really different than anything we've seen in Supercross before. So lock it in, and then just think of the confidence all these guys have as well with legitimately probably 5 or 6 guys go into the gate Saturday night thinking that they can win. All right, go have fun with the kids next door. I'm gonna send it out to Seattle with Kellen Brower, who's got a couple things brewing out there. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, it is the Weed Show coming to you from the top of a yacht as we were just in the Seattle Bay, hanging out, having a good time. We got Mike Emery, Cade Clayson, Kevin Morantz, Tom Jurnett, everyone's hanging out up here. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of this? This is pretty epic, man. I'm on a boat. Hey, we like your budget better than we just budget. My budget? Yeah. Thanks for footing the bill, bro. Yeah, we're steering the ship up here. No, actually, we got invited onto this. The folks at Feld knew some people, and we're just out here having a good time. If you weren't there at the stadium today, it was a cold, rainy, well, not rainy, but just cold day that didn't quite rain, and it rained out the press day festivities, so no press day riding today, but instead we are out here just cruising around on a boat. So yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of fun just hanging out and having a good time and scoping things out. All right, we're here with Ryan Clark talking about Team Solitaire. First of all, take me through how things are going with you this year, how the team is, and what you're thinking of everything and how it's been so far.
It's been a good season so far. So a new title sponsor with Heartbeat Hot Sauce, and honestly, I mean, Cole Thompson's put in some really great results. Dominic Thury, not the best start to this season, but I think we've turned it around. I think we're like on the right track. So I'm interested to see how Seattle goes. But I mean, it's been super successful. We're having fun, and that's what it's all about. And we do it on our own terms, our own way. And so yeah, I mean, that's how I measure success.
As you see your team in the pits and where you're trying to grow and get to a level where you feel that you want to see the team in the future, we'll go back to the same question. Is there any sort of, you know, things you can take from other teams, looking at like a Dustin Pipes or looking at, you know, I don't know, other teams that have gone from that lower level, even like a Star, for example, that started off as a team that was, you know, not lower level riders, but not the guys that they have now, and they slowly built to where they are now. What kind of things can you take from that, or what things are you trying to take from that, I guess?
I mean, if I'm being completely honest, none of it, because it's just a different mindset. Like, we're not coming in trying to buy our way to the top. You know, we don't have the resources of those other teams. We are looking at it as a building process. So we are, you know, a mid-level team with a really solid bike and a really solid program where we can coach riders to that next level. We can give them the infrastructure. If they're within the level that we're, you know, that they're not looking for a huge salary, but they have potential. And that's what we look at. We look at guys' potential. We also look at, you know, are they good people? Honestly, I'm not really like this for us at this point. It's for enjoyment. So is it someone I want to be around? You know, like Nick Thury, he's a great dude, right? We love being around him on the weekend. We love Bailey and JC. We love, I mean, Cole Thompson. You know, I mean, like, there's some people that don't like Cole, but Cole is a hardworking guy. He's really appreciative, and that's the kind of stuff we look for, right? And then it has to be a sustainable interaction. Like, okay, as we grow, our budget grows, we can get to that next level and we can support the guys better. But no, we're not looking to like buy a Ken Roxon and come in and go like, oh yeah, look, I mean, dude, more power to him. I'm not hating on him at all. That's super great. If that's the cards you're dealt, you've got the resources to do that. Hey, we're like the everyman's team. We're the DIY guys. Like, we're figuring out how to do more with less. We built a really, really good YZ 250F. Like, we built a really competitive bike. It's a great platform to build off of, and that's why we chose Yamaha. But we have limited funding at this point, you know, but, you know, we're growing, and like Heartbeat Hot Sauce coming in this year was a huge influx to our budget, and we just see ourselves sort of slow and steady growth. And over the next 5 to 10 years, I mean, we'll be on the box and we'll be in that position where we're there for championships. It's just, you know, we look at it like we have to have a sustainable business model to get there.
How about, what are some things that from your own professional riding days and some of the teams that you rode for that you were able to, I don't know, almost encapsulate that you want to then turn into what you want out of your own team? Is there some, you know, fundamental basics of what those guys guys did during your days when you rode for certain teams that you're like, I really like that, or I really don't like that, or what have you, that you're using nowadays?
So if I'm being 100% honest, the reason I started Team Solitaire was because I rode for other teams, and I was like, really? This is like the level of support, you know? And it's sort of a stay in your own lane mentality. It's like, I try to put my blinders on because in motorsports, I think in motocross, supercross, motorsports in general, people tend to gravitate towards like the next cool thing or whatever, but really it's just like everything else in life. It's work ethic, it's data collection, analyzation. You figure out what works and what doesn't, and you build on your own program against yourself. That's where we look. We don't look to like what other teams are doing. We look at, okay, are we doing a better job than we were the previous year? And that's how we measure ourselves, and not on a more, you know, global scale of where we at. Because in the end, like, our goal is just to do good and to have a good time. Like, we want to help guys that are worthy of help, right, and appreciative, and are open to listening to what we have to say, and you know, like, open to doing something different than what they've done in the past. And we feel like we have something to give, and if they feel like we have something to lend towards their program, then it's a win-win.
All right, and then lastly, how many Friday nights before a Supercross race have you spent on a yacht in your career?
This is probably the first one. So this is really cool, and you know, life's about the journey, not the destination. So I'm just appreciative of all of these moments. I mean, my 11-year-old son's here with me tonight, and one of my colleagues from work. And this is just a really cool experience to get to share with cool people like yourself, and I mean Josh Hill and Nick and JC and just everybody that's here. It's really, it just is a colorful life, and I love experiencing life, traveling, and just seeing cool stuff and hanging out with cool people. So how can you fault that?
All right, Weed Show. We're here with Joshua Cartwright, Kevin Morans.
Let's go.
Yacht life, even for the privateers hanging out at yacht life on a Friday night. I mean, it doesn't get much better.
We're just hanging out in the yacht, all with the crew. It's awesome.
Maybe a little bit better weather would have been nice, but
It's a little chilly out and windy and rainy.
it's pretty immaculate. Hey, but while we're on here, I gotta give a shout out to Tank Masters. Appreciate them jumping on board. Appreciate you guys. They always want me to give them little shout outs and whatnot. So appreciate you guys. And yeah, we're having some fun. Good season tomorrow. Let's keep rolling.
Kevin always going to the plugs.
Yeah, no.
Like content creator. He's gonna be an influencer after this. I can see.
We saw the rowers going by earlier, and we're yelling KevinMorans.com. Get them all
Hey,
hyped
we're
on
trying
it.
to sell that merch, baby. New merch.
So, as we were talking about, you guys go to bed on a race night at like 10, but then you race until 10 the next night. So like, why not just stay up until 11 or midnight so that you're maybe more fresh for the night show the next night?
Yeah, as long as you can get like 7 to 9 hours of sleep, you should be good. But like, sometimes like on a normal day, we got to be at the track walk like 10:30. I got to be at the track like 9:30 to get my stuff ready. So I got to get up at like 7, do my warm up, get breakfast. So I got to be in bed by at least 11 or so, or 10, just to get some sleep. But this time we got one more hour. Like, I don't know why. I guess because there's no sea practices, so maybe stay up a little later. But we're on a yacht. This is where
we're on a yacht.
We're on a yacht today. Like, that was the cool thing about today. Like, that's my biggest thing for this year, is having fun.
Yeah.
I think just like having fun this year has been the biggest thing. So like what we just did is gonna help, just because we're just chilling, just having a blast like with the boys and just in the rain.
Dude, it is pouring. Is this worrying you for the race tomorrow, all this rain, or no?
Just a little bit.
Just a little
Like,
bit, a little bit.
I'm not a mudder, so I'm really hoping the rain kind of dies out and it's just like a normal track. So the last time I did a mudder was in Salt Lake City, Tampa, and everyone saw how much I sucked at Tampa.
All right, Joshua. Well, thanks for the time, man. We appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
See ya. All right, yacht life. We're out here having a good time. It started pouring while we're on the yacht. Caught up with Ryan Clark, caught up with Kevin Morans a little bit there, Joshua Cartwright, as we exited the yacht. And that's the storyline of what we're going into for tomorrow at Seattle. Nothing really going on at the stadium today, but there was just a whole lot of fun going on here tonight with the Feld crew and some of the privateer guys. Josh Hill was here, and we just had a good time. So thanks for sending it to me, Weech, and thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of The Weed Show here, brought to you by the Honda CRF 250R and 450R. let's go racing tomorrow. Maybe it's muddy, maybe it's wet, but we'll still have a good time here for round 11. We'll see you guys.